What's up, guys? It's your boy, Dope'sDinner, back at it again with another episode of Dope's Dinner, as this time, we're going to try something that's been on my mind for weeks, and on your mind for a long time, as we're going to get back into Dope's Dinner right here with another certified bingo, and we're just going to hop straight into it. So, it came out during the summer that a popular chain is coming out with a set of classic items. And ladies and gentlemen, today is November the 4th. It actually came out on Halloween, but Halloween is Halloween and no one really... We've actually had stuff to do, but now we've got time. We Gucci in the club. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at Taco Bell. T-Boogie in the chat. And we're going to go through the decade. We're going to go through, well, not through the decade, but through Taco Bell throughout the decades, is what I meant to say. They came out with a popular item from each of its decades. That's from the 20th century, starting with its inception back in the 1960s. The tostada from the 60s. The Metzi Melt from the 70s. No. I knew I'd fuck that up. The tostada from the 60s. The green burrito from the 1970s. The Metzi Melt from the 1980s. And the Gordita Supreme from the 1990s. Now, the 2000s is not included in this because it's the caramel apple empanada, but Taco Bell is going to come out with that in the beginning of the year, and it's going to be a full-time release. So we haven't gotten that yet. But so that's what we have today. We're going to start with the 1960s tostada. Here's the tostada. Now, very important note before I go into this. I did not make any subs or any mods, any substitutions or any modifications to any of these products, as I wanted to feel the experience as I was sitting in time back in the 60s or wherever the heck we may go with this. So, here it is. 1960s. The tostada. It's got, it's a shell, cheese, lettuce, onion, and beans. Now, I've said this before, beans is not the biggest ploy at Taco Bell, but for this video, bon voyage. It's a sloppy little thing, but it's not bad. I fuck with that. It is, I can see this being in the this is when it was its inception, it's the beginning, if you will. This is the basic tostada. And that's all it really has to be. It's just basic and easy. I thought I got something on me, but I did not. Basic, easy. Just think, ladies and gentlemen, that product launched or helped launch Taco Bell into what it is today. Just think about that. And we also got these classic cups, retro cups. I want to say this is like a 1990, 2000s cup right here. But that tostada, I'll give it a, like I said, it's a basic tostada. It tastes good. It's nothing really dull or anything bad. It's just a good, solid food. 735. So this is the 1970s. The green burrito. It is grilled. Actually, I did make one modification. I got this grilled. It has green salsa, cheese, and beans. I think that's it. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the beans, but for you guys. Alright. You obviously get the beans. And you get the onion. Okay, I lied. Cheese, beans, green salsa, and onions. It's not the worst thing. Ooh. That salsa kind of revived it. Because I was tasting just beans in this, and that's not the move. The green salsa... Green salsa doesn't... I mean... And that was kind of small too, wasn't it? It's not bad. Green salsa's not bad. But that is the saving item. That is the redeeming quality from that product. And it was moderately priced. Like, before I go any further, these 4 items were about $2 to $3 a piece. The tostada was the cheapest at $1.69. But $2 to $3 for each product, plus the drink was this cup, $2.69, which it is what it is. But the tostada is a solid. I mean, that's probably the worst thing we're gonna have. That's a 6.5. That's a 6.50 out of 10. That's just mediocre. It's okay. But these two are what everyone got in a... This is what everyone was absolutely going off about. I don't know what that is. Alright. I'm trying to see what I got. That is the beefy Gordita Supreme. That is. This is the 1980s. This is the 1980s. And a lot of people have said this is probably going to be the most... Like, this is the Metzi Melt. If you don't know what the Metzi Melt is, it's basically cheese, pico de gallo, and beef. I can't fucking speak. Cheese. Got me tripping. Cheese, beef, and pico. A lot of people have said that this would be the best item of the 4. I mean, you can't go wrong with a melt with beef, salsa, and cheese, but here we go. Mmm. Okay. Okay. Fuck with this. Mmm. The citrus of the pico. The 1980s is fucking the 60s and the 70s up to this point. The citrus flavor of the pico and the beef go together like peanut butter and jelly, like Kobe and Shaq. And the cheese just tops it all off together, dog. Only complaint is the size. But that is the top thing up to this point for sure. We almost just had a wreck. And I almost just saw a wreck happen. Last bite. The only L was it only took 4 bites. That's an 8.88. Like I said, the beef and the citrus flavor of the pico go together perfectly. The cheese tops it well. That's a fantastic product. Finally, we have the 1990s, the Beef Gordita Supreme. The Beef Gordita Supreme. I don't know why I just did that. I'm gonna need it. The Beef Gordita Supreme. It's... You have your beef, your lettuce, your cheese, and your sour cream. Your beef, your lettuce. Your beef, your lettuce, your cheese, and sour cream. Here you go. From the 1990s. The year that they said they would destroy with the Y2K. But it did not happen. We're still rolling 30 years later. Okay, now, that tastes like my childhood. That tastes like my childhood. It tastes like a soft taco on steroids. And that is a good thing, and it tastes like my childhood. Brings me back to the good days. Because I would eat this. But it's simple. Cheese, beef, sour cream, like, all of the flavors go well together. I know it kind of looked like a runny mess, but it's pretty good. And the shell goes pretty good with it. And I'll give that a solid 7.3-ish. Yeah. Yeah, 7.35. That's about... No, that's what I gave the 70s. Or the 60s. It was a little better. I'll give it a 7.5. 7.5. So if I had to rank them, the 1980s with the Metzi Melt shits on all of them. And then I'd go... I'd go with the 90s. That Gordita Supreme, and then the 60s, and then the 70s. And I'd say, the 90s is a distant one. No. The 80s is a distant number 1. Yeah, it goes 1980s, 90s, 60s, 70s. The 80s is a distant number 1. The 90s is a close to the 60s and P3, and then the P4 is 70s. It's just mediocre, dog. But I mean, if you want to go down memory lane, if you want to take a trip down memory lane, I would recommend getting these and the cup. You gotta fuck with the cup, dog. You gotta fuck with the cup, but. If you want to go down memory lane, go for it. It's good. It's worth it. And that's going to do it for another episode of Dope's Dinner. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a good one. And peace out, guys.